This is Paul Domenick. Welcome to Conrail Talks, the live sensitive show that deals with sensitive issues like safety. I would like to introduce you to the new safety chairman of Safety District 13, Joe Riccardi, a good friend of mine. Come on up here, Joe, and say a few words to the group. Good morning.
Hi, Pauly. How are you today, Pauly?
I'm fine. Thank you, Joe.
First of all, Sully, I'd like to say...
Keep going.
First of all, Sully, I'd like to say...
Pauly.
Safety is my favorite issue, like you're my favorite person, Pauly. And I want to thank you for inviting me here, and I hope everybody from Safety District 13 is listening today, Pauly.
That's touching, Joe. That's really touching. Safety's one of my sensitive issues also. I noticed you was limping on the way up here. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, Sully, I'm glad you asked me that question.
Look up there. Which one? Left. Left upper. Left.
Sully, I'm glad you brought that up. I was walking to my car in the parking lot last week, and there was an ever so slight freezing type of rain. When I stepped between the cars, Sully, the ground was covered. But I didn't think nothing of it. I goes to grab the doorknob handle. It's frozen. Imagine that. So I give it a tug, Pauly. Whoop, my legs go out from under me. I fall on my ass.
You can't say ass. I don't think we're going to have to change that.
I'm gonna put it there anyway, just to see what it sounds like.
So that's how you twisted your ankle?
Well, no, Pauly, that's not how I twisted my ankle. You know how we all take off for the parking lot at quitting time?
I sure do. Like a bat.
Well, I fell under Gino's car right next to me, and he didn't see me in time, and he backed over my foot. Pauly, I mean to tell you, that hurt.
Joe, you never lost your sense of humor. Even when you got hit by that engine in the class yard. I remember it like it was yesterday. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Sully, I wouldn't tell everybody this, but you and I go back a long way. That morning we had a job safety briefing. You know, Sully, I wouldn't tell everybody this, but we go back a long way. This morning we had a job safety briefing.
Like we do every day.
Like we do every day.
That's
right. You are my friend,
right.
Pauly. You're right again, Pauly. You're always right. I don't know how you do that, Pauly. And I caught the part about observing passing trains. I guess I missed the part about safe procedures on or about the live track, Pauly. Well, anyway, I was busy watching my own train. Didn't pay much attention to the guys coming off the main line. I told my engineer, okay, back. And I stepped into the adjacent track, Pauly. Bam! There was that main line setting off.
Right behind you.
Right behind me, Pauly.
A lot of activity going on in the yards. Always got to pay attention.
You are observant, Pauly.
Always gotta
You
pay
are
attention.
observant.
Well, let me tell you what I seen the other day.
Okay, Pauly.
Too many Paulies. Let me tell you what I seen the other day when I was doing some safety observations. I saw Mr. Know-It-All conductor. He was reducing some brake pipe pressure. Well, he didn't have a good stance, so he could not properly hold the hose firmly against the outside of his leg.
The way it happens, Pauly.
He goes to turn in the air. He doesn't do it gradually. He turns the air in all at once, and that hose came out of his grip and wrapped him right where you know it hurts the most.
Whoa,
Joe.
Whoa, Pauly.
Almost neutered him.
Neutered. Whoa.
He gets wrapped in the leg so hard, he was screaming and hollering. Just remember rules 17, 16, and don't get blown away by an air hose.
That's very, very good, Pauly. I'm going to remember that myself, and so should you people from District 13. You remember what Pauly, my friend, says here. Hey, Pauly, let me ask you a question. How come most of our employees are still getting hurt by means of walk, slipping, and tripping? Why do you think that is, Pauly?
Well, you know, Joe, let's just review a little bit about the walking safely rules. Change that a little bit. Always follow these precautions to walk from one place to another safely. Do not run in any instance. Keep your hands out of your pockets. Remember that, Joe. Do not run or walk with your hands in your pockets. Do not jump over excavations, holes, or open pits. Walk around them.
Around them.
I haven't seen one of our guys jump for anything
They
in
did.
10 years.
At quitting time, they do.
Oh, it quit time. Be alert for tripping and slipping hazards. Keep walkways free of obstructions and tripping or slipping hazards. Do not walk, I'm bouncing around again. Do not walk, step, rest your foot, or sit on the following equipment unless you are specifically required to do so to perform your duties. A rail, a frog, a switch, a guardrail, a pipe, an interlocking apparatus, or any connections. When your vision is restricted, walk carefully. Avoid carrying long objects through steam or smoke. Look in the direction you are walking. If you must look in another direction, stop.
I would stop, Pauly, before I change
That's
direction.
what to do. That's what to do.
You know, those were good statements you brought up about walk slipping and tripping. It appears that we're watching where we're going to be instead of where we're going. What do you think, Pauly?
We're looking where we're going to be rather than where we are going. Is that what you're saying, Joe?
Yeah, Pauly, see, it says right here. It appears as if we're looking. Pay attention, will you, Pauly?
Joey, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. I couldn't have said it any better myself.
Well, I'm going to have to back you up with that, Pauly, because I couldn't say it better myself than what you said about if you see a tripping hazard, you pick it up, put it in a safe place. If you can't do that, you report it to your supervisor before somebody falls on it. Hey, remember the safe procedure pamphlet on shoving movements? Well, how do we keep that fresh in everybody's mind in District 13?
All I can tell you, Joe, education's the answer. Educating our employees and the continued training. Also, constant reminders that it can happen to you. We gotta be responsible, and remember, all rules are critical. My friend Joe is going to review a couple of those critical rules.
Thank you, Pauly, for that introduction. The critical rules Mr. Pauly's speaking about is like in the transportation department, getting on and off moving equipment, shoving movements done the proper way, putting on three-step protection before going between cars. On the M&W side, they have to definitely watch out for on-track protection and definitely clear up when the train is definitely coming down the line at a Pauly. And as far as the mechanical side, they definitely got to watch and make sure they have the blue flags up. Because if you work without a blue flag up, Pauly, it's like working without a blue flag up.
That's right. Blue flags are important.
That's why you should have
Know
them
when
up.
to use them.
That's right, Pauly.
Well, thank you for that lovely dissertation on the critical rules, my friend. But I got a complaint from a local representative the other day of the Brotherhood of Locomotive Operators. I love to say that, Brotherhood of Locomotive Operators.
I love the way you say it, Pauly.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Joe.
Well, thank you, Pauly.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you for thanking me, Pauly.
Well, they're saying that the ground employees are forgetting how to act when you give a train permission through a work site. That's when they're working with stopboards. He says we get permission at a certain speed. That's the engineer telling me this now. He says he gets permission at a certain speed through the stop site, or through the work site. He's under the impression that when this occurs, when he gets the permission, he's under the impression that all work has ceased and the equipment that has the potential to foul the track has ceased working. We think everyone knows that we're on our way through the work site. However, employees continue to wait till the last minute to clear, or they get out the wrong side of the equipment. They get out the side of the equipment that the track that I'm on.
Sounds like a job safety briefing would help them, Pauly.
They don't understand, Joe. I can't stop that train on a dime. So they get out the wrong side of the equipment just to get with their buddies on the other side, causing them to cross the live track right in front of me, and they're violating the 15-second rule.
Hello.
What do you think? We can't stop this train on a dime. I mean, come on. He says, you know, yous all know that what having 9 lives means. Well, just to say you lose the first, well, let's just say you lose the first, you may not experience the other 8.
You know, Pauly, that's weird you bring that up. Last night I had a dream. I was standing in the middle of a class track. I'm scratching off my lottery cards because the lights go under there.
No.
Bing! A train hits me. This is in my dream, Pauly.
Oh, no.
So I wake up from in this dream. I look at this tunnel. There's a light in the tunnel. So I walk towards the light, and what do you know? I saw my friends, my relatives, all pointing towards the end of the tunnel. I walked, Pauly, and I mean I walked. It seemed like forever. Finally, I get to the end of the tunnel, and I mean this tunnel was scary, Pauly. This is like
I don't like
the
tunnels.
Galitzin Tunnel.
I don't like tunnels.
I don't like tunnels either.
They're scary.
They're scary.
How many cousins you got?
I got a lot of cousins. I finally get to the end of the tunnel anyway, and there's a billboard-like sign with a guy with wings pointing to the caption saying, you would not be here if you would have practiced safety first. Right? Would not be here.
You would not be here if you would have practiced safety first. Very good message, Joe. Very good
Well, us
message.
in District 13 are trying to do just what the last sentence said, and that is to make safety first.
Practice safety first. Ladies and gentlemen,
We have come up with a first, Pauly, I think. It's safety. Safety should be first, Pauly.
yes, it should be. And we're running out of time on today's Conrail Talks.
I want to thank you, Pauly, for inviting me to your show, and all my
Thank you, my best old
all my
buddy, Joe.
constituents in District 13 want to thank you too, and I would just want to say hi to everybody in District 13. Thank you very much, Pauly.
Remember, Conrail Talks is a sensitive show that deals with sensitive issues like safety. You got a problem with that? I lost my dial.